What happened in the previous chapter was the continuation of the battle between our god of cream puffs, Mash Burndead, and the eldest child of innocent zero, Doom. Our protagonist used his full muscles mode and he also ate creatine to give himself a momentary boost of strength. Doom immediately attacked and wondered if Mash was using drugs for their fight. Mash answered that creatine is just a supplement. Our protagonist tried again to catch Doom's attack. Finn commented that Mash is luring Doom until the last possible moment. Suddenly, Doom said Mirage. This resulted in the appearance of another Doom who attacked from the opposite direction of his first attack. That attack hit Mash in the eye. Before long, it was revealed that Mash stopped Doom's attack using his eyelids. Eyelids, yeah. While fighting, Doom decided to take it up a notch, and he released 100% of his whole strength, and the area was enveloped with massive energy. After that, Doom used Mirage Illusion and his illusions appeared. Mash commented that there really are people who can't stop doubling down on their mistakes. At first, Mash couldn't see the real Doom, so he was hit by his attacks. In response, he used the Big 3 Dragon Deadlift, and he lifted the entire ground using his strength. He felt the weight of the Dooms there, and before long he saw that the Doom on the far left was the heaviest. Because of that, he decided to kick it hard. Upon kicking it, Doom just hardened his muscles, which surprised Mash. Doom was amazed and explained that Mash was the first one to solve his technique on their first encounter. As a counter, Doom used Mirage Seconds, kaleidoscopes, and a large mirror with countless images of Cattlebog appeared. Doom dropped it on our protagonist, and in response, Mash used Punch Squared and accompanied the falling countless swords. His hands were bleeding as he parried those swords without stopping. After that, the shattered swords of Doom and Mash's bleeding hands were shown. Mash just stared. Suddenly, Doom appeared behind him and asked if he was taking a break. Doom explained that he had warned Mash that he was still lacking. He winded our protagonist from behind, and in the end, a solid hit caused blood to spray. What's up, Onii-Chan? Welcome back to our manga recap series about Mashle, Magic and Muscles, a story with a mix of Harry Potter and One Punch Man. So let's start the video. In the thrilling continuation of Mash's story in a world filled with magic, we return to Doom cutting him from behind. Finn commented that Doom is just too strong. As Mash's blood splattered, Doom simply stood staring. Suddenly, Mash spoke up, saying that he hates it when his opponent is too strong. Our protagonist stood up intensely. He held his wrist and said, "Weakness mode." Doom was taken aback by this. Dot, on the other hand, commented to himself that Mash was emitting a frightening vibe. Orter was wondering what Mash was trying to do. Our protagonist gathered strength and seemed to be possessed by a powerful creature. Shortly thereafter, he appeared stupefied. His saliva dripped and he seemed to have lost his sanity. While Mash was out of it, Doom said nothing and simply stared at him. Even the people wondered what kind of half-assed mode that was. Doom was annoyed by Mash's disrespect and rushed towards him. Soon, his attack hit Mash and it landed solidly on his body. He was puzzled by what he saw. It seemed like Doom was simply repelled after hitting him. Doom's saliva splattered from Mash's, causing Finn to drop his jaw in surprise. Doom again attacked Mash, but it seemed to have no effect, and he was just being sprayed with his saliva. Dot shouted that it was disgusting. In Doom's mind, he said that he was hitting Mash, but because he was so flimsy, his sword did not penetrate.
Got him!
It was like cutting paper. Meliadel explained that the contraction is the first way for muscle fibers to show their power. The larger the gap between contraction and state of rest, the bigger the kickback. Mash turned into a zombie-like state after Doom's attack. Eventually, due to Doom's attacks on him, Mash unleashed a powerful kick towards Doom's face. In Doom's mind, he commented that Mash was in a state of perfect lethargy, the ultimate muscular form. He still had a hidden wing, a flawless offense and defense. He didn't expect that fighting Mash would be fun. That was intriguing. It seemed he needed to unleash his own trump card. Doom's body was gradually enveloped in energy, and soon his magic power spiked. He had released all the magic power he had. For a brief moment, he could use a power beyond comprehension. He suddenly disappeared from his position and rushed towards Mash. He struck Mash hard with his sword. Rocks on the wall scattered due to the impact. When the smoke cleared, he was quiet at what he saw. Mash turned into a gymnast and used Doom's sword as a pommel horse. Because of this, Doom wondered what Mash was doing. Doom suddenly cast Mirage, Acrobatics, and several swords appeared behind him. They headed towards our protagonist and hit him from the sides. Doom seemed to do this to corner Mash and block his escape routes. As Doom's follow-up was about to hit, Finn was alarmed. However, due to Mash's flexibility, he was able to dodge it. Dot shouted that what Mash did was an advanced gymnastic technique, the V-sit. He couldn't believe Mash could do it in such a tight space. Mash grabbed the sword and moved his body. It turned out that he vaulted and transitioned into a fully extended handstand, a super advanced maneuver. Because of that, our companions acted as judges and gave Mash straight 10 scores. Mash followed it up with a full double leg circle and kicked Doom in the face. Doom was pushed back and commented that it was enjoyable because that was really what he was desiring. Mash silenced Doom and transitioned into a flare and kicked him in the face. Doom was left staring. Our companions again gave a perfect 10 for what they saw. In Doom's mind, he was saying that was exactly what he was expecting. Mash finished his routine and dismounted. Doom thought to himself that perhaps Mash was the person who could match his very best. He summoned Freya, the goddess of bounty, and a terrifying mirror appeared. Doom used his thirds, the Mirage Thirds, 100 avatar image. Many Dooms appeared, surprising Finn. Doom explained that every copy produced by his thirds is as real as he is. He challenged Mash to show that he could surpass him. Mash then commented to Doom to just make sure he wasn't stronger than him, which puzzled Doom. Or else, our protagonist wouldn't be able to go home. Because of that, the multitude of Dooms were dumbfounded. He said he was dragged into battles left and right because everyone wanted to see who was stronger. Didn't anyone think about what he wanted? He just wanted to finish it all so they could all rest. Doom said he liked Mash's spirit, but only the winner of that battle would prove who was right. Before long, the brothers charged to finish that battle. Mash was quickly surrounded by a multitude of Dooms. Doom said it would end there, while Mash was parrying all his attacks. It seemed Mash was keeping pace with the numerous Dooms using only his fists. Relentlessly, they charged our protagonist. Due to the overwhelming number of Dooms, Mash couldn't avoid getting hurt. Finn yelled that Mash's efforts were useless, especially if Doom's copies were as strong as him. They would chip away at Mash until nothing was left. Mash struggled when he was fighting just one Doom, and now the only thing that's left for him is Doom. Wow, wordplay.
Got it!
Suddenly, Doom felt something behind him, causing him to turn around. It kept appearing behind him, and he couldn't figure out what it was. It kept happening, making him turn around over and over and over again. He couldn't understand what was happening and asked what he was feeling uneasy about. Before long, he suddenly noticed that he was being separated from his copies. But that wasn't what was happening. His copies were just disappearing. While wondering how Mash was doing it, Mash suddenly appeared behind him. Our protagonist tightened his grip on Doom's shoulders. The two looked at each other, and before long, Mash suddenly slammed Doom into the ground. He couldn't comprehend what happened and was surprised to find himself buried there. He tried to resist his descent, but couldn't because of this intense force Mash exerted. Soon, one of the Dooms fell from Innocent Zero's castle. It turned out Mash did it one by one to drop Doom's copies from the floating castle. Mash continued this until Doom's illusions ran out. In the end, the only one left in that room was the real Doom while Mash dusted off his hands. They didn't believe the level of power Mash displayed. It meant he hadn't pushed Mash to his real limit. Mash commented that he might need to challenge Doom at his full power and finish it. He had no other choice. As he stared, for the first time, sweat dripped from Doom's hand, and he smiled. He posed and said he was truly thankful to have met Mash. Mash charged at him with extraordinary speed. When they were about to collide, Doom's swing resulted in a massive gash in the wall of the room. It turned out Mash jumped there and suddenly grabbed him by the head. Finn noticed that Mash was doing the Blue Destiny, and he powerfully dropped Doom while his arms were wrapped around his neck. While vomiting blood, Doom thought Mash was too strong. That level of power shouldn't be attainable, so he was sure Mash had a driving force. After that, Mash was still drooling. While lying down, Doom said he had a question for Mash. Despite all the power Mash had, what did he want to become? Mash suddenly brightened up and enthusiastically answered that he wanted to become a patissier. Doom repeated it. Mash explained that hurting others does not bring happiness to anyone, but everyone feels relief after a delicious dessert. Doom commented and said it looks like it. He would just make desserts. He could cook a pancake. Mash said he could do whatever he wanted. Finn commented that Mash was harsh. While Mash had his back turned, Doom thought he didn't need his eyes to see Mash's excellence. In the end, while lying on the floor, he declared that Mash had won. And that concludes this video. Do you think our hero will get any rest from fighting? Will he achieve his dream of being a patissier? Write your comments down below. If you want more anime and manga recaps, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with new videos.